This is part 2 of the video assembly instruction series for the Quilter's Evolution hoop frame. Before completing the steps in this section, make sure that you have completed part 1 and part 2 of your machine assembly instructions. If you are installing quilt motion onto your frame, also complete the first 2 parts of your quilt motion instructions before continuing with your frame assembly. It's time to install the other dual wheel channel lock. We'll install this one onto the machine, which will make it easy to stitch horizontally while quilting. Retrieve the channel lock from the hardware box, along with one M6 by 20mm SPHCS screw. Locate the back right wheels of your machine. Use the 4mm Allen wrench to remove the outward-facing wheel from this corner. The wheel screw will not be needed again and can be stored with the packaging materials. Place the channel lock onto the M6 by 20mm screw. Then slide the wheel onto the screw with the wheel hub facing away from the channel lock. With the 4mm Allen wrench, screw the channel lock and wheel onto the machine. The black rubber foot should be facing down toward the track on the bottom carriage. Close the handle on the channel lock to test it out. The rubber foot should press firmly against the track and prevent the machine from sliding freely across the bottom carriage. If the rubber foot doesn't fully reach the track, or its grip on the track seems loose, twist the rubber foot clockwise to extend it. Now perform the same steps on the carriage channel lock you installed in part 1. Close the handle on the channel lock. If the rubber foot does not prevent the carriage from sliding freely, twist the rubber foot clockwise until it makes good contact with the frame track. If you'd like to prevent the channel locks from loosening over time, you may use needle nose pliers or a wrench to tighten the bottom 4mm hex nut against the rubber foot. Then tighten the other hex nut against the channel lock barrel. You've completed the steps for part 2 of your frame assembly. If you are assembling a quilting machine, see part 3 of your machine instructions and follow the steps for completing assembly and preparing to quilt. If you are using a top plate and domestic machine, continue to part 3 of the frame assembly video instruction series.